Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new series. It is called Glaze It or Lose It. So this is a series that a couple of friends and I came up together with. So Sharon, Crystal, and Amber and I are all glazing it or losing it. So we wanted to really just inspire each other to use our glazes, whether they're glitter glaze like I'm going to use today, or pastes or anything like that. Anything that is a mixed media product that kind of will dry up and like too bad, so sad you don't have it anymore. And we decided that we were going to do this. So I am going to use this glitter glaze. It is called Emma's Pink. It is from Brutus Monroe. You guys know I have a love affair with Brutus Monroe glitter glazes. This one's starting to dry up, right? Like it's halfway gone, but it's starting to dry up. So I need to use it because I got backups, guys. I got two backups. So need to use it. Now I think I'm going to pull in another glitter glaze as well. Oh, not that one. That one's still brand new. Trying to figure out one that might be a little bit emptier than some of the other ones so that I can use them up. And then what does that mean? That means I have space for more. Okay, that's how I like to do. So we're gonna use lilac, the pink and the purple. So let's see what I can do. Hey guys, so I am taking that really beautiful Emma's Pink glitter glaze and I am going to use the entire jar on this background. Now that is because of two reasons, right? So this glitter glaze, the glaze itself is pretty much clear. So basically the color that you're getting is from the glitter, right? So you need to put a good amount down so that you can get the good amount of color through the stencil. Now also it's a little bit drying out, so it's a little bit thicker, so I gotta kind of wallop it on there a little bit. How many times can I say little bit in 3 seconds? Seems like a lot. All right, so then I go ahead and I get all the little globbies out of there, right? I am concentrating on putting the most of the glitter around the outside of the layout. And that is because I know that my photographs are going to be kind of in the center. So I go ahead and do that. And then I also pulled out this lilac color. I don't use all of this on the layout, but I do use it, and that is great because it does deepen the color just a little bit, and I only put it on a few spaces, right? Like I'm not covering up the whole thing, and voila, there we've got the reveal. So we're going to put that off to the side, and it's going to dry, and I'm going to build the top of my layout off of the background. Now, this is something that I used to do a whole lot when I would do the mixed media backgrounds, right? Like I am just trying to figure out how I want them to go. So I trimmed down the photos. I am going to map my photos on this cardstock right here. And I am thinking I have enough cardstock. I actually don't have enough cardstock to do this, so I'm going to piece together the photo mat, right? So you'll see how I do that. And it's not something that I would do on a regular basis. Normally I would just grab another piece of cardstock, but I pulled out this cardstock for this kit specifically, and I really don't feel like going through, an inch and a half of purple cardstock to find the exact shade. I also have found in the past that a lot of cardstocks that were the exact same shade have faded or gone a certain way, and they're not the exact same shade anymore. So I go ahead and glue the pieces over top of the photo, and then I just use my trimmer to trim these bad boys down. So now I've got my 3 photos, and yes, I am scrapbooking 3 photos of myself, and you might be like, okay, whatever. But Christopher has specifically asked me to make sure that the photos that he takes of me when we go on adventures are scrapbooked. Because I tend to scrapbook him a lot more on our adventures, but like for everyday scrapbooking or funny scrapbooking, like I scrapbook toilet selfies of myself, you guys. And if you haven't heard about the toilet selfies, nothing is shown. I take a pretty mean photo on the toilet with the angle and everything, and I send them to Christopher. Here's one of them. This is a toilet selfie, right? Like, I like this photo. He loves this photo. He wants a whole toilet selfie album, so that's going to be a thing. I just got to figure out if that's going to be something that I'm going to put on YouTube, or if everybody will unsubscribe and abandon me because I scrapbook all the toilet selfies. Anyway, we'll figure that out later. But he wants me to scrapbook them. He has specifically asked for it, so we're making that happen for him, right? Right. Okay. So now I've decided to go ahead and bring in another stencil. Now this stencil is not on the Scrapping Reflections website yet. It will be going up for the May release that will be happening. It is a stencil that I was trying out to see how it worked. And I like it. I think it worked out great. I am using some modeling paste, and this modeling paste is quite thick. Because it is drying up, right? Like that's a big jug of modeling paste, and I have used a ton of it, but all that bit around the top is all dried up and not usable. And even the stuff on the bottom that's still very clumpy and glumped together. Glumped, that is an official word, glumped. And that's me scraping off the hard stuff off the edges. It's glumped, okay? And it's drying up. So I figured, it's not technically a glaze, but it's mixed media, and that's the whole point of this series, is so that we can use up our stuff so that it doesn't dry up. So I figured, why not? And then I am just putting that over, and look at that. Is that not the coolest? And that's not even the whole stencil, because I knew I was covering it up with the photos, so I didn't put the stuff through there. Which kind of, I'm thinking to myself now, why did I do that if I'm trying to use up my product? But whatever. I am going to use an entire fun foam on this layout, which is pretty exciting because, I don't usually use an entire fun foam. And then I am going to plop this bad boy right down onto the layout. I do decide to move it over just a skosh. That way you could have the glitter on the edge of that photo on the right hand side. Now I did let this dry, but there was a gloppy part up there where that floral is right now that I kind of smeared because I didn't realize how gloppy that part of the glitter glaze was, and I kind of stuck my hand in it and smeared it a little bit. So that does happen. The only thing is I could have let it dry overnight and then it would have been completely dry. But I didn't. I only let it dry for a little bit, so it's fine. And then I am working right over top of the layout with the white stenciling, and that is wet, right? I'm just working on top of it. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do now to this layout, because I feel like I love the background so much. I don't want to put a lot on the front, right? Like I don't want the foreground to outshine the background, but I also need the foreground to be as equal to the background so that you aren't just looking at the background. I want you to look at the pictures, right? The whole point is me scrapbooking the photos of myself because Christopher really wants me to scrapbook the photos of myself, and I'm doing it. And then I can't just like, oh, just kidding. You don't even see me in them. So, I'm trying to figure that out. So I do a little bit of, this plaid paper right here. I'm going to put these florals up there, and then I am thinking about a floral down at the bottom, but it doesn't turn out to be the floral that I think I'm going to use, right? Like I end up using something else. I've got these gold words that I haven't done yet. They're happily ever after. They're definitely wedding. Like it says, our wedding, just married. We do, But there's so many words on here. I bought these. Christopher and I eloped. We did not have a traditional wedding ceremony, and our party that we were thrown afterwards was not a traditional wedding reception either. So I will never use our wedding or just married, but I will use the word our. And my sister's wedding has already been scrapbooked, and I don't know anybody else that's getting married right now. So the wedding word might just get ditched. Like, I don't see myself keeping that. But I can use married, because we are married. I can use the just separately, and it could be like just us, just chillin', just whatever. Like, there's things, right? So out of all of these stickers, I felt like there was one word that I wouldn't be able to use, and that was the word wedding. So I bought them, and that's the way it is. And I think that that's what we have to do when we're looking at our supplies, right? Like, you guys have heard me talk a lot about use it up so you can buy more, but buy the stuff that you will use, right? Like, don't buy the stuff because it's a deal, or don't buy the stuff because everyone else is buying it, or don't buy the stuff because it's the cool thing to buy right now. Buy it because you will actually use it. And that's what I've really started doing, is looking at these sticker sheets. Like, I'm looking at them and going, yep, I'll use that. And then I'm like, wow, there's a lot I would not use on here, and I don't buy it, right? Doesn't matter how much room I make using all of my other stuff up that I will use, when that's just sitting there still taking up space. It doesn't work that way. Okay, so I end up doing this, and it says, this is me, and I'm adding some of the purple things. I finally broke into those Chamel glitter thicker, so that was exciting. And then I was trying to put on a couple more hearts, just because I have the hearts in the background and I want to bring them up a little bit more, but I really don't have a whole heck of a lot of space left. So I decided, you know what, we're done. And that floral is a gold floral down there. I don't know, the lighting's kind of looking at it weirdly, but I promise it's a gold floral. So anyway, guys, that was my first version of Glaze It or Lose It. Be sure to check out Crystal on YouTube, and Amber and Sharon on Instagram. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys again real soon for another video.